Hey everyone, welcome to today's Demo Jam. We have a record number of participants today. The number is 7. So we definitely have a lot to get through today. My name is Joshua Hoskins. I am a Salesforce.com MVP and also the product development director at Talent Rover. Joining me today is also my fellow other Salesforce MVP, Jeff Grosse, and also Amanda.
Hey,
Say hi,
Joshua
guys.
and Amanda. With you guys today, I'm coming to you from the beautiful city of Chicago, Illinois, in the Salesforce office today. I'm taking a little bit of field service lightning training, and so I'm going to be coming to you today introducing some great apps from these AppExchange partners out here. Looking forward to an epic demo jam with 7 competitors.
Yeah, that's right. Usually we have 6, but the 7th one is Jitterbit because they won the demo jam at the amazing Midwest Stream. And I don't know how many people were able to make it, but it was certainly a sight to see and a great networking event that we all got to participate in a couple of months ago. So will be presenting today, and funny question is, will win the Jitterbit demo jam again? We shall see. So today's webinar will be recorded and also available on our YouTube channel within 24 hours. Please follow along on Twitter using #AppDemoJam. If you have any questions, we're certainly happy to mention them to the presenters during this course. You could also chat your question in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen using the GoToWebinar chat function. So that's the place for you to ask all of your questions. Today's participants include Sage, Conga, Action Grid, Map Anything, Apttus, Kennedy, and also Jitterbit. And Anaplan will be showing a little bit later on as well. So let's get ready to rumble. Jeff, over to you.
All right, so here we go. When we get this app demo jam going, we always have a couple of rules to it. People get 3 minutes to demo their product, and we do cut them off at 3 minutes, and I don't have the sound effects today, but you guys are going to get to hear me let you know it's time to end. We get 1 audience question, which is exactly why we want you guys following along on Twitter or asking your questions here in the GoToWebinar. No slides are allowed. People are not allowed to vote for their own company. You can only vote once, but all other rules are out the window. These are the ones that we follow. So, without any further ado, I am going to kick it off with our first competitor today, who is Apttus. Quote to Cash connects the customer's intent to buy and the company's realization of revenue and encompasses the entirety of the sales, contract, and customer relationship lifecycle. I mean, this is all CRM basics. Because Quote to Cash is at the heart of your business, it's the most critical process for your business to master. And as a master of demo jams, we have Stephen Coulange with us today. Stephen, I'm going to ask you to take it away, sir.
Thank you very much. My name is Stephen Coulange. I'm a sales engineer with Apttus. What I'm going to be showing you today is actually some admin stuff. We're going to be using our X-Author for Excel tool in order to make some changes inside of Apttus and Salesforce. What X-Author is, it is a bridge between Microsoft Excel and Apttus and Salesforce. So let me show you exactly what you can do with that. So let's take a look at this price list, this product list that I have. We can see I have many different products I'm working with. What I am tasked to do right now is add 2 brand new products into this price list. Now I can go into the admin view in Salesforce, but what we're going to do is actually go into our X-Author app. So this is the X-Author app. As you can see here, this is Microsoft Excel, except I have 2 different plugins here. Using my X-Author plugin, here's what I can do. I am tying back to Apttus. So here I can choose the actual price list I wanted to update, just like this. And then I'm going to add my products. I'm just going to pre-type 1 product demo and 1 product jam. I can add all kind of different information I want to capture, such as the product code, family, and so on. I'm going to keep this very basic for the demo, and I'm going to make this just $1 price. And then the charge type is going to be standard. At this point, I'm pretty much done here. I'm not going to add anything else, and I'm just going to go ahead and save this. Once I do this, and it's been saved in a matter of seconds, when I go back, refresh my screen, what we are going to see here are those 2 products have been created in a matter of seconds. As you can see here, product demo and product jam. Now, this same app can also be used to update a live e-commerce store. So what we are looking at right here is my e-commerce store as Tier 1 system. So what I would like to do is change the prices on these three items. We can see my Blaze Server X, Blaze Server Wave, and Blaze Server Zen. So let's go back into my spreadsheet. This time I'm going to go to my price list item. I'm going to go ahead and look up that price, which is my Tier 1 hardware e-commerce. And then when I do that, it's going to pull up all of the items in that store. So now I can actually make those changes. And I'm going to make everything $1,000 because it's going to make it a lot easier for us to see the changes. So everything here, $1,000.
30 seconds.
And then I'm just going to go ahead and save the price list. And in a matter of seconds, when I go back to my store, refresh my screen, and you're going to see those three top servers are going to be $1,000. So in less than 3 minutes, as we can see here, I was able to not only create a new product, but also update 3 products within my store. Thank you very much for your time today.
You came in with 2 seconds to go, so that is a really good demo. And you know what? Here's what I like about this. When I look at how, Salesforce data, it's not always the easiest to get that in there, and you showed us a very simple way that you just simply put the data into Excel in a very easy format. You could have imported it from another sheet, copied it in there, pasted it in there, boom. You got it up to Salesforce right away, and updating these things is extremely powerful. You got to be a little bit careful about that. I mean, admins are always needing to be careful about what exactly they're doing with the data. But I mean, that's amazing because you took care of a lot of data all at once without a lot of fuss, and it's in a format that people are so used to using with Excel. So, really cool stuff. I like that. Amanda, let's hear what we've got. Yeah, let's hear what we got from our audience today for a question.
Sure thing. So you showed XAuthor for a moment, but could you tell us a little bit more about it?
Tell us a bit more about XAuthor.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, so XAuthor, it is an Apttus-only patent-pending solution that connects to Microsoft Suite. So it's not just Excel, it's also Microsoft Word that we use on the contracting side. It's also Outlook and Chatter. And what it allows us to do is you can design different spreadsheets or apps, as we call them, that connects back to specific Salesforce objects. And when updating that in the spreadsheet, whether you copy and paste or whether you free type, it will update that specific object inside of Salesforce. So in this example, I was updating my price list, and that's what we saw in the first example. In the second example, I was updating the price list object from my e-commerce store.
Awesome deal. And patent pending, that's all good stuff too. So it's great to see something like that that's so easy to use. Good job, Stephen. I'm going to hand it over
Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. Hand it over to Joshua for our next competitor today.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. Next up, we've got Conga Action Grid. So Conga Action Grid revolutionized data entry, grouping, filtering, and record browsing with Salesforce. What was once time-consuming and burdensome with lots of tasks is now completed in just as few as a simple clicks, allowing the user to discover and act on data quickly, which is great. So joining us today, we have Kyle. Kyle, are you there?
Hi. Yeah.
Hi, Kyle. So Kyle, today we want you to show us the awesomeness that Conga Action Grid brings to the table. Over to you.
It'd be my pleasure. All right. So I'm Kyle again from Conga Action Grid. We have a really cool tool here from Conga that will help you increase the efficacy of your time in Salesforce. So I'm going to start with list views here. Everybody's seen a list view. They're nice for organizing your data and seeing fields you want to update, but in order to actually update these, we have to click in here and then go into the field and actually change this and edit it in here. That's where Action Grid kind of swoops in and saves the day, because we can let's see that same data list here, but we can have the actionability of editing in line and adding records in line or sorting in line. So we typically like to talk about the types of users that use Action Grid. That way I can show you exactly what they'd be doing. Let's start with an admin. So let's say someone leaves the company and you want to actually change all the record owners to a different owner. What we can do here is filter in line. So I can filter on Amy. And then I can actually change her to the Harry, who's going to take all of her accounts. Then I can use our fill down functionality to fill down those records and save them inside of Salesforce. So that's a way an admin can quickly and easily change records right there on the fly without having to do anything special inside of or taking anything out. It's all native. We're all here, right inside of Salesforce. The next user is an end user. So we'll talk about someone who's developing a sales pipeline. They can easily view all the leads they have in the queue for the moment. And on top of that, with the editing line that we still see here, we can also see all the tasks associated with that lead. So not only can we add new tasks in the line by clicking our new task button, we can set task dates, subjects, and then status. Click save, and now we have a new task saved in here. Let's say this person calls all of the 5 of the top leads here as well. We can actually highlight all these leads, and using our batch add functionality, we can batch add tasks as well. So that's a really quick way to add a bunch of tasks to a bunch of different leads right off the bat. We can send call, we can say completed, click OK, and that'll actually add those there. If we refresh this grid, now we'll have 6 items. There you go. The last user is going to be an executive or leadership role. What you can see right off the bat is that there's color here, conditional formatting inside of Salesforce without having to do anything with our data elsewhere. You can see that high money deals are in green, close dates that are in the past are yellow, and red is for last activity dates that are a long time ago. But really what we want to show here is replicating report-like functionality here. We can group by owner here by dragging the column header and dropping it up top. And then we can subgroup by stage, and we can see who each owner has, each owner's opportunities and which stage they're in. And you can also see the subtotaling here is happening. So we can actually then say, okay, we want to act on these. We can actually batch add chatter or batch add tasks like before. One of my favorite parts about Action Grid is that it's a Visualforce page, so it goes wherever a Visualforce page goes, whether that be in a VF tab or on a page layout as well. So if you're working with a bunch of records, Action Grid is the native Excel-like experience that will, allow your users to do lots of work in Action Grid or in Salesforce very quickly. I'm done.
Nice job. You ended up with 2 seconds left as well, but I heard the speed in your voice there. That last 30 seconds, you were going fast, and you did perfect.
Yeah, you did a great job, Kyle. I mean, my head is still spinning looking at all this goodness that you just went through. I mean, points for absolutely, getting it in the Lightning interface, and that's really key these days. A lot of customers are moving to Lightning, and they want to be able to port over existing Visualforce functionality. And you've adapted to Lightning already, so it's always great for us to see that in a partner. But the minute that you showed me conditional formatting and then also grouping and the mass add of tasks, this is just a sickening user interface to be able to do it. And you get points for like the toast in the bottom corner. Toast messages are the thing. They allow you to understand that a customer has actually done something when they can still move on without having to press OK, and they can keep on moving through the UI. So that's very helpful as well. Great job, man.
Thanks.
Amanda, what questions do we have out there?
Oh my gosh, guys, we have 6 questions. A lot of folks are very interested and excited. So, Kyle, you did a great job. All right, I'm just going to pick the first question that popped up. And the first one that came in, and obviously if we have time at the end, maybe we can answer some more. Can you use Action Grid on a report?
Well, Action Grid is kind of doing report-like functionality. So not on a report itself, but you can replicate your report in Action Grid. So the filtering logic, the grouping, all of the kinds of complex filtering you have in a report can be replicated here inside of Action Grid using our filtering. We have a smart filter system, so I'm sorry, or I'm still showing my screen, I think. So the smart filter here, you can actually search, and it'll go and let you filter on the values you want to filter on.
Amazing. Thanks, Kyle. Over to you, Jeff.
Awesome. Next up, I've got Jitterbit. Jitterbit Harmony is a unified cloud platform that democratizes API-based integration. This is what helps you become a digital business by connecting data, apps, and devices using your employees, partners, used by your employees, partners, and customers. And this is exactly what makes CRM that much more useful. And here to present today is a Jitterbit rock star. I've worked with this guy before in demo jams. Corey Willis, Director of Partner Customer Enablement there at Jitterbit. Corey is going to show us the goods. Let's see it, Corey.
Okay. Well, guys, we've just got 3 minutes, but there's a lot to talk about, and I'll tell you a lot of times when people talk, people get a little nervous because it's big, it's scary, but I'll tell you, integration doesn't have to be that hard. What you're looking at on screen right now is something new that we call the Citizen Integrator. It sits on top of templates that we've developed, and I'm going to show you a little bit between Salesforce and NetSuite today. works is that we've went and developed some of these very common use cases into templates. And so we could say, hey, we're going to work with NetSuite, and we want to start by synchronizing our NetSuite customers over to Salesforce. All we have to do here is simply type in the required parameters, click Save and Finish. Now that's kicking off in the back end. We'll see it in a moment, but let's do one more to set us up for something. We're going to do a product master as well. Again, just the required credentials, and we'll click Save and Finish. Now here's the Salesforce account that we're working with. You see no accounts out here right now. We're just going to click the little refresh button, and boom, we have accounts. It's that easy. Now on the back end, this also sets us up for some real-time integration. And so here we have a new account. We've called it Johnson Labs here, some basic address and contact information. We're going to save that. And here we've set up a little button, Jitterbit to NetSuite. All this is doing is triggering a workflow rule that's sending an outbound message. Jitterbit can not only move data, we can also host live APIs, both REST and SOAP. That's what we're doing here. We're receiving the call in, going over to NetSuite, doing some stuff there. Let's start to refresh, see if it's made its way back yet. Not quite yet, but it'll be here in just a moment. Now, the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start working on building out an opportunity here. Now, as we're building this opportunity, we're just going to put in the basic information that we really require to build an opportunity. We're considering this really kind of a price quote. So here we go. We'll go into Add Products, and let's see if our NetSuite products have made it in yet. There they are. We'll choose a couple of these, and we'll save these into our opportunity with some quantities. Let's say we're going to do 50 and or 500 and 100 here. Really doesn't matter, but we'll save this and come back. Now, all we're going to do here is change this. One thing I do want to do, let's open up that account and make sure that this did make it all the way over to NetSuite, when what we're going to see is right here the NetSuite account ID. That's what was going on the back end. Now, we'll come in and we will close this out. Now, as we close it, all that's happening again. Now, how's this done on the back end? We'll come back and see the sales order in a moment, but now what we're seeing is the Jitterbit Studio. You want to customize your templates, you want to do something from scratch that we haven't built, everything in here, very graphical in nature. Salesforce admins, you can do this. It's not that hard. Integration doesn't have to be that hard. Very graphical in nature. But let's come back. We're going to refresh here on our opportunity, see if it's made it back. NetSuite sales order 621 over in NetSuite. Let's do a quick search here, and we'll see if we can see it. Not with that spelling, we won't. But I know we're running out of time. So we could see it here. We could see all those sales order items. Ultimately, again, guys, integration doesn't have to be that hard. Data integration, business process, and real time. Thanks, guys.
All right, man. Right about at the line there. Now, here's a couple things that I like about what I saw. So, number one, the idea of being able to have all your integrations sitting there in a grid where now all I got to do is say, hey, what is it I need to integrate? You know, pick your system. It shows up kind of like a single sign-on. It reminds me of Salesforce Identity, where I can go in and I can see the app that I want to get into. I look at it, I say, hey, what do I want to be able to integrate here? You guys made that very simple to do. It's kind of the business version of if this, then that. And then being able to go out and see that thing happen in real time. So your integration, pushing data, pulling data, getting that account ID in there, making the updates, that makes it pretty simple. I mean, you think about what integration used to be in the past without APIs. I mean, this stuff was really, really hard back in the olden days of AS400s and other things like that. So what you guys are doing here is amazing. So I really like it. Good job on the demo. Amanda, what have you got for questions on Jitterbit Harmony?
Sure. One question that came in, we talked about NetSuite, but what other integrations does Jitterbit offer with Salesforce?
You know,
About a
that's a great
bazillion?
question. Exactly, that's really it. Because the thing with Jitterbit is that we are all based on standards. So anything out there at all with a REST or SOAP API or a backend database or XML or JSON or text, we can connect to any of those out of the box. So even if we don't have a template or sometimes what we call a connector, we can still connect to those systems. And at this point, we've tracked hundreds of systems that Jitterbit has connected to. So really, anything out there just about.
So I think that kind of stands as a challenge. If you've got an API out there that's not already integrated to Jitterbit, anybody, go pick one, and I'll bet you could integrate it to Salesforce using Jitterbit. So, all right, good job, Corey. Thanks for joining us today. Next up, I'm going to introduce our friends over at Kimble. Kimble's a professional services automation solution on the Force.com platform. It brings executives, sales, recruiting, resourcing, and delivery all into one environment. Kimble drives the right processes and the behavior for a services organization by automating the key workflows that are presented in real-time information for decision-making and providing intelligent insights that prompt various roles of users to take the necessary actions at the right time. And with me today is somebody I love to listen to. Lucy Butterton has a wonderful voice, and she's going to be demoing Kimble today. Over to you. Lucy, we don't hear you. I want to hear your lovely voice. Let's hear it.
Okay, sorry, I'm still
There
on
you
mute.
go.
Sorry. Okay, thank you. Kimble is designed to run any type of professional services organization or a service line in a larger organization. So it unites the processes of selling projects, staffing projects, and delivering projects to enable companies to really collaborate and then grow more quickly. Kimble has real-time, forward-looking data, and so Kimble empowers businesses to make informed business decisions. This is a typical dashboard where I can see, for example, that I've got a lot of revenue being generated here in September from an opportunity that's in very early stages. So very quickly from looking at this dashboard, I can see that I want to put some sales effort behind that. Once I've kind of sold my deals, then obviously I'm into managing my projects, and it's very easy for consultants in Kimble to be able to enter their time and expenses onto projects. So we have a mobile application, as you can see here, and I can see in this calendar view what I'm expected to do through the month of August. And I can very easily kind of click into one of these days and submit my time. Here I can submit time for billable projects and non-billable projects. So here I'm submitting time for the demo jam, for example, on Tuesday, and that kind of gets submitted up to the server for approval by my project manager. Here I can also, on my mobile application, submit expenses. So I submitted this or saved this expense earlier on while I was offline. I can see the expenses related to the demo jam. I can see the receipt photo that expense is supported by, and again, very quickly, when I come back online, I can kind of sync up to the server. So you can kind of use the time and expense application in Kimble on and offline. So how do I get scheduled onto projects in Kimble? Well, in Kimble, it's very easy to be able to see who's resourced onto what projects at any one point. We've got a resource scheduler here where we can see where our resources are across those active projects, but also what's coming up as resource requests in the pipeline. And resourcing really is at the heart of any services business. So we need to know who's working across different projects, but also uniquely in Kimble you can see pipeline as well. So where are they working in the future, and what resource requests are coming up, so we can start resourcing those resource requests early. And it's very easy to resource those resource requests. I can very simply here look at using my filters for industry experts, for example, to kind of match supply and demand. And here, for example, I can maybe just assign Doug to the webinar that we're hosting in August. So very quickly dragging and dropping there. What about the
30
projects?
seconds remaining.
What about all of the projects that people are working on in Kimble? How do I track and manage those? Well, I can see here an engagement dashboard. So I can see very quickly in my engagement dashboard all of the kind of actions that I'm due to complete here. And I can also see my financial summary of the health of my project. And at the right time, I can create invoices from the project as well. So all of the time and expenses that has been raised on the project, I can create invoices directly from within the project dashboard. And at the right time, ship that revenue over to my accounting system.
We're at the top of 3 minutes. Good job, Lucy. You know what? Here's what I can really relate to this application because of the fact that I work for a professional services company, and the work that it can be to get through all of the business processes of scheduling and getting the right people to the right projects at the right time. You've got this down to a science inside of Salesforce, and putting it in a lovely way of being able to see exactly where your resources are, what they're working on, being able to schedule people, and then the fact that you extend that out to even the expenses app to be online and offline. I mean, that's a huge part of professional services, is all of the expensing and billing and invoicing, and you have all of that encapsulated in there. So seeing all of this together, and the fact that it all lives here in Salesforce together with the rest of your CRM data of who your customers are, pretty brilliant. So good job on the demo. I'm going to turn it over to Amanda to hear what question we have from the audience.
Sure. So somebody is asking what is behind that graphical interface and how do you establish a new integration outside?
Behind this graphical interface is kind of Apex and Visual Force, so it's built natively on Salesforce. And for an integration outside, so typical integrations for Kimble would be, let's say, you might be mastering some resource data in a HR solution like sales, like Fair Sale. You might be kind of sending AP or AR information over into an accounting solution. So typically that's done through our kind of open interface, which is typically people are using kind of APIs for that. Some people are using CSVs, mostly people using automated APIs.
All right. Nice job, Lucy. Thanks for the demo today. Appreciated having you on. Joshua, over to you for our next demo.
Thanks, Jeff. Next, we have Sage. So Sage does accounting, and with accounting and Sage, you can enjoy total visibility of your company's financials by unifying CRM, account ledgers, payments, banking, and much more. Connect tasks across sales and finance to reduce the manual work and gain immediate access to company performance. It helps you not get lost in the siloed views of your business. Instead, you could just enjoy the total visibility of real accounting with Sage. So with us today, we have Alex. Are you out there, Alex?
I am here.
Awesome. Let's see some cool stuff with Sage.
Thank you. So I wanted to show you guys a couple things today that are going to make the admin's life easier because you will not hear your sales team complaining anymore about when the invoices have been sent, if they've been paid, and if that's been taken care of. So got a couple different ways where we can do that. So as always, we always start with our pretty little scoreboard. It's just showing you a ton of reports that are can be customized and chosen to have a graphical overlay. But what I want to do today is actually show you the functionality of how you can invoice out of a couple different types of sending. So first being the mobile app. This is my iPad. So what I want to do here to create an invoice and send it to the client is click the plus sign. The customer accounts will be already inside of Sage Live. So we'll go ahead and say we're going to send an invoice to Children's Hospital. So what we're going to do is look that our contact has already been added, the date is already populating. If you want to tie this to other types of invoices or documents, you can. But now we're just going to go down and actually add the item or service that we're doing. So we'll go ahead and click the plus sign to say that we're going to add IT services. So $10,000 is a year of IT services, and that's what we're going to be sending out to the customer. So once I close this out, it'll show you we have a draft invoice, and what we can do is actually post that. We can actually go back and edit that as well, or we can chatter that to your manager. Maybe you want to notify your manager that you have sent out an invoice. You can do that, but when we preview that PDF, it's going to show you what it looks like being pulled up on a mobile device right there on the spot. So by using Sage Payment Solutions integrated with Sage Live and Salesforce, you can actually have someone pay right there on the spot for whatever you have invoiced them for. So really great functionality. But now I want to show you guys what's going to solve a lot of problems for you in the back end here. So we are actually built on the Salesforce platform. So that means that our accounting engine is taking advantage of Salesforce, and Salesforce is taking advantage of our accounting system. So with Payments 360, we've actually done another integration where the payment portal will pop up right here on the spot. So I've already attributed revenue and a product with our integration here. So I'll go ahead and create the invoice. And when I create that invoice, I can customize all the terms on the invoice that I want. Really, the only thing I'm going to do right now for demo's sake is choose a contact to send this to. So I'm actually going to send this to myself. So I've saved this invoice, and now I can go ahead and email that document out to the end user. So typically you want to post this, but it's not really going to matter for the sake of the demo. I'm just going to send this email to myself, and now when I'm looking at my inbox, that email will populate from Sage Live.
30 seconds remaining.
Gotcha. So the rest of the demo is pretty much just waiting for that email to populate. So there we go. Now the emails come. I have the ability to review the invoice, or I can click on the Pay Now link, and through Payments 360, I can actually go in and pay by credit card or ACH utilizing an integration with Stripe. So I won't pay for this invoice for the sake of me not being billed $10,000, but now you've seen how you can save a lot of work and hassle going back and forth between your finance team and your sales team using Sage Live.
Nice job. 2 seconds under the line. That seems to be kind of almost the standard today. But, you know, I think if you really, really wanted to win this demo jam, you would have made that $10,000 transfer. But, you know, I'll leave it to Joshua to ask the hard questions.
At least no one's out $10,000 here. So thanks a lot for that presentation. It really is making sure that you've tied all the processes seamlessly within Salesforce from the beginning to end. You know, that 360-degree view of visibility of where things are at and how quickly you get the invoice is really important for a lot of users who need to invoice and keep track of accounting with inside of Salesforce. So certainly it was good to see the demo today. Amanda, what questions do we have?
And the questions keep coming in. This is great today. So the question is, if I don't want someone posting an invoice or expense from a mobile device, can I control that?
Yes, so you actually have the ability, no matter what type of transaction it is, to require someone to submit it for approval. So they would either not have the ability to post from the mobile device or wherever it is in Sage Live System, or they would be required to submit it for approval to their manager, who then can submit it for approval to their general manager. So multiple levels of approval or permissions for everything you're doing in Sage Live.
Nice. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Okay. All right, Jeff, moving on.
All right, we've got our final Demo Jam competitor today. It's one that you may have seen out there in the AppExchange and said, how the heck do I pronounce that? Is it Skuid? It's Squid. It's Squid, S-Q-U-I-D. And you can simply manage your business data quickly, gaining insights to inspire growth without writing a single line of code, which is exactly what I need because I am that citizen developer who doesn't know how to write code. Joshua can do that. I cannot. The power of the app development is now at your fingertips with Squid's drag and drop tools. This is going to be a good demo. You guys want to see this, and it's Sam who is going to be our Demo Jam master today.
Beautiful. Can everyone see my screen?
Not yet.
Well, let's make sure this is working.
Yeah, that would be great to see the screen because it's not going to go very far if we don't see it. There we go.
Are you seeing it?
We do now.
Beautiful. Okay, yeah, so this is Sam Alexander with Squid, and as some of you guys may know, Squid is a native UX application for Salesforce. It allows you to build highly customized applications for Salesforce without having to write any code. But what a lot of people actually don't know is that you can use Squid to connect data from your other external platforms using either REST API or OData back to Salesforce, and you can interact with that data within the applications you create using Squid. So for example, if I wanted to view my SharePoint invoice data from Sign Energy, within Salesforce, I've made that connection using Squid, and I can now visualize it using Squid visualization components. I can view invoice data from SharePoint side by side with committed revenue data from our opportunities object within Salesforce. I can view our invoices in a line item format within a Squid table component, and as you might expect, if you've seen one of these before, you can do inline editing and you can do mass updating, and any changes that you make to the records here are going to update in these Squid visualization components in real time. And not only are those going to update in real time, but if we were to hit save here, it's actually going to write back into SharePoint in real time. So Squid's giving you the ability to read, write, push, pull data to those external platforms you've connected, all without having to leave this great user experience you've created using Squid and Salesforce together. Squid can also connect multiple Salesforce orgs together. So an example of that, one of our great clients, GE Oil and Gas, has multiple business units, and they were able to connect all the Salesforce orgs across those business units together to create one central sales process across the entire organization. That's been really big for them. We've been glad to be a part of that transformation there. Another example of a tab you can totally overhaul using Squid is a standard opportunities tab. So whether that be through custom filters you create using Squid or using a Squid GeoShark component to drill down into a particular region of the United States to find the records only related to that area, you can find the data that you're looking for and interact with it seamlessly all within this page. You can even take a table component a step further and put in a details drawer like this one and put in a tab set that allows you to click across all the various objects related to that particular opportunity record, and you can interact with those on this page, making changes, additions, and in the same vein as the external data connectivity I mentioned earlier, you could even do something like connect your SAP or Oracle products data to this tab within this table within this page. So Squid's a lot like Legos. What you build is going to be different than what I build, and what you build is going to be very dependent on your business
30
needs,
seconds.
particular business use case, and every business is different. So we're just empowering you to do that. Figure out what works best for your particular business. So I know we covered a lot of stuff in this. Is that really just touching on the core capabilities of Squid? But if you guys want to know a little bit more, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to give you a more in-depth demo on this stuff.
Yeah, I could imagine that. You guys could actually demo for hours on end because it looks like the possibilities are virtually limitless. Number one, I got to say here that I like seeing that you're native in the Lightning interface, and the types of visualizations that you have in there are a person's like myself who really likes looking at things in different ways. It's like an amazing dream, and yet I could imagine that I'd get lost in the data in a sense because I'd be drilling into it in a million different ways. But that is just fantastic that you guys offer the Lego toolkit here, that you can put it together in so many different ways with components, being able to drill into this, having the column headings that change colors and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that makes your data speak so much more than simply having it sitting there on the page. And so I'd be amazed to see what I could do with this, and the fact that there's no lines of code behind it is really slick, because I know Joshua could do a lot of this kind of stuff, but the fact is he doesn't have to because Squid is out there. So great job on the demo. Amanda, what have we got coming in from the audience?
Yes, great demo indeed. It's fun to see all of these Lightning examples and seeing everything in Lightning. So, question, does connecting data in Squid require ETL?
ETL, yeah. So me personally, as a sales guy, that would probably be a bit too technical for me to answer. But I can say that from the Squid side, when you're making that connection, that is all declarative. So you're not having to write any code for that either. You're just going to have to make sure that the connector is set up on the other side.
Awesome.
And
well, good.
For those who are out there, ETL stands for Extract, Transform, and Load.
Wonderful. I learned something today.
See, there you go. All right, good job, Sam. Nice demo there. You know what it means, guys? It means we've come to the close of the demo portion of the Demo Jam, but you know what that means? It means it's voting time. So, Amanda, we've got a slightly different voting process today. Why don't you tell us quick about that?
Yes, I have just put in the chat the link to the voting. What you need to do is go to bit.ly/August Demo Jam. August is capitalized, capital A, Demo Jam, capital D, capital J, bit.ly/August Demo Jam. And we can also show our screen with that link as well in case anyone has questions. So please start voting, and we will close it out in just a few minutes. And thank you for, yep, it's right on the screen. Perfect. Thank you, Joshua. So go ahead and vote. And guys, what would you like to share with the audience while the votes are coming in?
So yeah, you know what? It is getting down to Dreamforce time. And actually, Amanda, do you know the actual number? Is it 52 days till Dreamforce? What is the number?
Oh man, I think it might be 50. I think it was 58 yesterday.
Wow, it's getting down there. So it is close. Right around the corner. We are going to be looking forward to seeing all of these Demo Jam competitors at Dreamforce. And you know what? I was thinking back to the past years of how the AppExchange has grown over the years there, and everything from Cloud Crawl and the different activities that we had other years where we would go around and meet with new partners that you hadn't ever heard of before, get a little bit of info on their product, get a stamp on a card. We've graduated to newer technologies than that now, but there is still going to be a lot of excitement going on and going around and getting to know different companies in the Expo Hall, actually Expo Halls probably again this year at Dreamforce. And so I want to make sure that everybody who's preparing to go to Dreamforce gets a calendar to go out and walk those Demo Jam floors. Well, we should just make it all into a Demo Jam floor as far as I'm concerned, but the Expo Hall, because you can get more than a 3-minute demo, although they're probably going to be crowded in there and lots of people hanging around, but at least you'll get to see an even more in-depth look at some of these apps, and this is definitely a great time for you to catch up with some of the folks that you saw today. Joshua, what do you remember from Dreamforce gone by about the activities and kind of how Demo Jam? See, I got that on my mind. How AppExchange has grown over the years.
Oh wow! Well, I think we may have attended the first Dreamforce together back in the day, 2008, 2009, somewhere around there. And I mean, the expo floor was small. I mean, anyone who's been to Dreamforce recently knows that there's an expo in Moscone West, and there's also an expo in Moscone North or South. And anyway, there's two. And they didn't have two the first year. Like, it was all contained into one building. But what I do love about the concept is it's really all equates to what I call gamification. And this is a new methodology that there's been studies and reports on, where people are actually learning from gamification. And back in the day when we did these little stamps on cards, I had no idea that that's what it was called, right? This was before everything was gamified. And since then, the gamification and the crowd crawl, as well as the stickers on a stamp one year, it has really made me meet a lot more people than I had ever anticipated to meet in terms of partners. So to be able to... Yay. All right, we're celebrating something out there, but but the ability for everyone to come together and be obviously racing around the Demo Jam halls. Jeff, you got me doing it.
See, you did it too. It's not just me.
To be racing around those halls to get those stickers, to go to the pub or get a prize is absolutely amazing. And you really do have some individuals out there who are diehard gamification experts. So check out what we've got coming up this year. The AppExchange, there's going to be some fun stuff happening, and we hope to see you all out there as well. Just wear comfortable shoes, because you may need to be walking just a little bit.
Lots of walking going on. And you know what? This is really a shout out to Amanda, because Joshua and I have been working together on the Demo Jam for just over a year now, and the fact that you've got it ingrained in us that we have Demo Jam on the mind, you've seen it slip a lot of times here, and that means it's ingrained in us. So we have fun doing this. It's this is a side job for us from the other jobs that we do. But you know what? It's really exciting for us because we get a chance to see apps that we haven't implemented ourselves or even necessarily interacted with these folks before. So definitely a lot of fun for us as well. I think the time has come. We have a winner. And without the other sound effects, I'm going to do a little... Our winner today for the August Demo Jam 2016, Squid. Sam, you are the man. You've got the Squid winner for the Demo Jam for August. Congratulations.
Sorry about invoicing.
Good to have you there. So thank you so much for everybody showing up today. Amanda, why don't you close it out and let people know what they can do to keep up with us outside the Demo Jam.
Yes, thank you, and congratulations to Squid. Very excited that we have, I think it was Squid's first time doing the Demo Jam, so great job. Now, we would love for you to join us same time, same place next month, September 15. We will be showing for the first time app demos for nonprofits. So we've got 6 brand new partners to the Demo Jam coming in. So please join us. You're already registered, so all you have to do is click the link to join on September 15th. And we are very excited for Dreamforce. We hope you'll join us. We're doing a lot of great things. There'll be some demo jams. There'll be great prizes. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, Jeff and Joshua will be there, and you can meet them in person. So thank you all for joining today, and we hope you had as much fun as we did. Check out appdemojam.com to see the winner apps, all of the apps from today, including the winner, as well as watch the recording of this webinar. Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody. Look forward to seeing you at Dreamforce, and one more time before that on the September Demo Jam. Take care, guys.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.